Hey guys, welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin, and we got some Ravens news to get into, so we're really excited to talk about it. But before we do, take a second, hit the subscribe button, make sure you're up to date on all the Ravens news as it breaks. You'll get our opinions, our in-depth analysis on it, grading the moves. All the draft stuff is coming up. We're in April, so a lot to keep up with. Make sure you turn your notifications so you know when every video drops, every time we go live. Leave us a like and a comment below based on the opinion, based on the video and what your take is. We love interacting with you guys. So, Glenn, I haven't put a banner up because I want you to reveal the news. What is the news from the castle as far as the Ravens go?
Yeah, safety Anthony Levine is returning to Baltimore. They've decided to bring him back for his now 10th season in Baltimore, 12th season overall. Of course, started his career in Green Bay for a couple seasons before coming to Baltimore. And the co-cap is back. He's a co-captain of the team. Definitely our ace on special teams, I would say, and one of the leaders in the locker room, and a guy that shows young Ravens what it is to play like a Raven. A guy that played with some of the old guard, some of the the legends here in Baltimore, and he's just behind Jimmy and Sam Cook for the longest tenured Raven. So. He's just one of those, maybe not a sexy pickup, maybe not a guy that even some casual Ravens fans even really know of, even though he's been here for a decade, but certainly a piece that is integral if you want to build a championship team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one thing to notice is there's a couple things that are important. John Harbaugh's values really bleed throughout the organization, and to have the story of Anthony Levine being undrafted. Now, he didn't start with the Ravens, but of course spent, like you said, spent 2 years at Green Bay, but having now a decade of experience with the Ravens, being a special teams guy primarily throughout his career, being able to have a guy that can say, hey, look, here in Baltimore, they value what I do. They value hard work, X, Y, and Z. Telling that to players that are undrafted guys, especially special teamers. I think it's really important to carry that heritage, that story, that message of who the Ravens are forward. Now, that's outside of just his production on the field. Like you said, he's a big contributor on the special teams, and it is escaping me right now. But who is the inside linebacker that's also a special teams guy? Chris Board. There you go. Mm-hmm. Chris Board, to me, has to look at a guy like Anthony Levine as at least a starting point. I'm sure Chris Board wants to be a starting inside linebacker and things like that. But I don't think without Anthony Levine, you have a guy like Chris Board that can see it and envision it, and so many other guys that have come through the undrafted, the undrafted rookie route. So I'm super excited. The other thing I want to say here, Glenn, is that while people might not say this moves the needle, this, that, and the other, it's not a huge sexy signing. The fact that we're able to re-sign the number of guys that we've been able to re-sign, like count them up now. We got Derek Wolfe, we got Chris Board, we got Anthony Levine, we got Pernell McPhee, and we got Tyus Bowser. Am I missing anyone as far as like re-signing our free agents?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Now I know we let guys walk, but to me, at the end of the day, the fact that we've been fiscally responsible has put us in this situation where a lot of teams are stripping themselves down.
Mm-hmm.
They're having to offload large contracts, and the lower tier guys, second, third, and fourth tier guys aren't making the news. And because, like you said before, if you're not a fan of that team, you don't know what's happening. But they're depth guys.
Yep.
A lot of cases they're walking, right? Yeah, and it's not making the news, but it's a blessing. It's a tender mercy, right? That we are able to make these signings. I would not undervalue them or kind of, poo-poo them, because the fact that we're able to do that is huge. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. And now you're not, those teams like you're talking about are then forced to find those replacements in the draft. And as we know, it's a crapshoot. And a lot of times to find a replacement for a guy like Levine and what he brings, you're looking at late round picks. You're looking at taking a safety in the 6th round and hoping to turn him into a guy like Levine. But what I also like about him is the versatility he brings in a pinch on defense. When you have guys going down, this is a guy who's played strong safety, free safety, slot corner, linebacker, and he's fantastic in tackling. I mean, this guy, he's always graded out as a good tackler, and even in coverage, he's had times where he struggled, but that's mainly when he's been forced into positions because of injuries and other things where he's not necessarily, excelled at in like certain situations. So as long as the Ravens can, keep him in roles that he can be successful.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a huge bonus, and that versatility is something that I think Wink and John Harbaugh really value. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy he's back. I'm happy we don't have to, try and hope that maybe like a Geno Stone can turn into what he is, because that would be the guy on the roster that I would look to be that replacement for him if they weren't able to bring him back. So I'm excited they brought him back. Now I know he battled through some stuff last year and dealing with some injuries, but he definitely made his presence felt. In his time here in Baltimore, not so much last year, but 19, 18, 2017, he was a big contributor on not just special teams, but also on that defensive side of the ball. So it's always nice to have it. And he's also just a great guy. I mean, he's a guy that you would want mentoring young players and teaching them the right way to act, teaching them how to be a professional. And he's just a leader on the team. So another leader, another good guy, like Eric DeCosta says, he wants you leaving that locker room going, wow, those are some good guys. Well, this is another one. So I'm happy. I think you are as well. I know this isn't the biggest signing. This isn't Jadeveon Clowney coming into Baltimore, but I'm happy that he's coming, and I'm sure he is as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, if I can mention one more thing here, is that to me, we've talked about this, Glenn, every prospect, the ceiling and the floor. But if you look at that from a team perspective, this is a move. These types of moves, Chris Board, Pernell McPhee, Anthony Levine, of course, some of these other guys that are like depth players. This is how you raise the floor of your team. This is how you build out
LJ Fort.
Depth. LJ Fort, that's another one. Exactly. So, these things are, I'm kind of reiterating my previous point, that they're not to be overlooked. These are important moves that if you're a fan of the Ravens, you should be really glad that they're making these types of moves, because this is how you have consistency, consistently good team that's competing every year. Now you need your good players to hit and show out, right? You need those things. But if you're top heavy and have nothing else, then forget about it, right?
Yep.
So certainly I'm excited for it. Super happy for Anthony Levine. Glad he's going to be here, as I'm sure you are as well. And we're looking forward to him making some plays in special teams.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys think. Are you happy he's back? Does it not really matter too much to you? I mean, I'm sure we'll get some of those, but let us know what you guys think, and we'll talk soon.
See ya.